And we're live. What's up, guys? I'm gonna flip this around so you can see a better camera. So check this out, guys. I'm at the, let me flip this around. Got another pick apart here. It's a Friday live stream. It's a Subaru only channel, guys. And I got an Outback here. Let me see what this one is here. Check it out right here, an Outback. And I'm pulling the steering wheel off this sucker. Forget the noise. Got 5.0 up there. Pulling all the criminals. Keeping an eye on those suckers. So we got a steering wheel here. Jesus, got multiple helicopters going on. Got some action at the junkyard in Oakland. So I got a steering wheel here, guys, and these steering wheels are pretty much interchangeable. There's some things like the clock spring and some other things that aren't as interchangeable, and you have to kind of work out all the different functions of things like the cruise control. But this steering wheel is pretty cool because these steering wheels have this kind of like little dip right here for your thumb that's kind of like grooved to, I don't know, have more ergonomic control for your hands. And these steering wheels are actually pretty nice, and they're really cheap here at the junkyard, and this one's in pretty good condition. So I'm gonna pull this off and give you guys a little live stream demo of how to do it. And I think it's gonna be pretty straightforward here. So I'll just set this right here and walk you guys through it. Okay, step one. You're gonna need a torque bit. I think it's a T30 Torx bit, right? And it doesn't have to be the security bit. It doesn't have to have a little hole right there. It's just a solid one. It's a little star pattern T30. That goes in right here. And you're gonna break both those loose. Those nuts don't actually come all the way out. They just kind of break loose and unthread. And then they're still captured though. They remain captured. So let me see if I can get this sucker started here. We can break these first two loose. And then it should be a couple of clips in there. And then the 17mm nut, I believe. Let me see if I can get the sucker in here. What's the angle exactly? It's a little bit of a tricky angle here. This is what you do live. Alright, there we go. So T30. Break these loose. Boom. That's the first one. Just kind of loosen that up. This is the airbag. And you're going to basically move these two nuts to get the airbag out. And incidentally, you don't want to fuck with this airbag. You don't want to disconnect it if the battery is still connected. But obviously, in a junkyard, the batteries are disconnected from these cars. And also, there's actually resistors and capacitors in these systems. So even if you disconnect the battery, you want to leave the system disconnected for at least 10 minutes before you fuck with it. Okay, so once you get the two screws loosened, you'll be able to get the airbag out, and you'll get to see behind these. Let me see if I can flip this around so you can kind of see it still. Kind of hard. I guess I'll grab the camera. So there's the airbag. Now you have these two connectors to disconnect. Basically kind of push these down to release these connectors. These are kind of meant to be more tamper resistant, or at least, you know, one step above a simple connector where you have to push one thing and then pull off the connector. So you have to kind of use two hands or so. And then there's your clock spring underneath that you may need to use if you're going to try to adapt this steering wheel. And then some of the functions like your cruise control lever right there. And there's that nut we're gonna have to remove as well, the 17mm nut. That's basically the two things you're gonna need to remove a steering wheel. You're gonna need one of these Torx, these T30 torque bits, and a long one like this on extension makes it a lot easier because you actually have to get in there. I'll see right there, you have to get in about 1 inch. So having a long one makes it a lot easier. And then, of course, you're gonna need a T17 socket for that main nut. So you're basically just gonna break that socket loose after you disconnect all these, and I'll do that right now. And then you gotta kind of just bang the steering wheel and kind of loosen it because it's usually stuck on those splines. It's a little bit sticky usually on those splines. So let's go ahead and get this sucker done. Oh, sorry about that. No, it's a live stream. What do you want? Okay, there we go. Bottom one out, so there's your airbag. I'll remove that sucker. And then grab the extension on my socket. It breaks this nut loose. Hopefully. This is not a very big extension or a very big socket. As you guys can see, I'll just mention this right here, guys. These things are dope. This is a Wera socket. This is a adjustable kind of pivoting head socket, so you can kind of pull down this lever right here, and when you pull that lever, it allows this socket head to pivot, and then you can actually lock it by releasing that little lever, and it locks it like that. So you can lock it in place, and then actually there's a push pin to release that little locking little ball. So you push that little pin, and that will release the ball, and you pull this down, and it locks in place, and then it's actually ratcheting. Pretty cool, huh? And you can do it at different angles. So on this side, it's like pivotable. On this side, let's see, it'll lock at like kind of that not quite 90-degree angle. Pretty cool. Okay, tangent, I know. So, okay, let's see what's next here. Basically, we got you break that nut loose, which I did already. That's what I was saying. This socket's not very big. I do actually have a longer 3/8 little breaker, but didn't need to use it. So I'll take this nut off. Pretty straightforward. Set that aside, and then that was easy. This one came out real easy. And just remove this little spring or this little clip right here. A little flat blade screwdriver in there to make sure you kind of get it out without damaging it. Just remove all those. And that, guys, is how you move the steering wheel and the airbag from a Subaru Impreza. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, all you really need is a T30 and a 17mm socket for that main nut, and then pop it off. The clock spring, once you release everything, like once you've removed all the clips, these just kind of, I believe these kind of slip out usually. Actually, I don't know. I need to remove this like little cover plate, and then there might be something retaining this in, like a little clip. I think these pop out normally. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm gonna remove this little cover plate first, and then we'll see what the fuck it is underneath holding that little clock spring in, because I don't really remember. And fuck it, we'll do it live. This is not an edited video. You guys just hanging. This is a hanging session. So where are the screws to this thing? I'm a little bit unfamiliar with this, guys, because this is an Outback, and I don't really work on Outbacks very often. But I did notice that this steering wheel was a nice steering wheel, and I believe I should be able to adapt this steering wheel to one of my Imprezas, the first gens I want. The new green 97 first gen Impreza that I have is just fucking thrashed as far as the condition it's in. So I need to get a new steering wheel for it one way or another. And I figured while I was here today, there was a couple other things that fell through today. And I figured, what the hell, why not? See if we can get this steering wheel out too. I think there's a screw holding this guy in still. Where is it? Yeah, definitely. While I'm here, guys, and if there's anybody watching still, there's probably like nobody watching. If there is anybody watching, as you're looking at my bald ass head, there is a video coming out tomorrow. I got a video coming out tomorrow, guys. Kind of a cool one on doing leak down tests, so check it out. I think it's definitely worth your time. Sorry, the second screw for this top little cover is kind of buried up in here. Plus, anytime you're doing any mechanical work live, it's kind of a bitch. I kind of feel like things are going to go wrong one way or another. So let's see, can this thing come out now? Breaking it? I don't want to, that's for sure. Nope. You might need to remove this. I think I need to remove this cluster. No, that's tight. Damn. I don't really need this piece. Okay, guys. Don't do this. This is what you don't do. This is not cool. Don't do that. That's not cool to do. But every once in a while, you just gotta suck it up and do it. I typically don't want to spend more than a couple of minutes on a part I don't really need. No, it's kind of fucked up. But that's just the way it works in the junkyards. Nobody's gonna spend 20 minutes to save a part for the next person. And a lot of these parts are just gonna get crushed anyways. I mean, that's the reality too, guys. It's not like I'm fucking up a part for somebody else. it's more likely that I'm fucking up a part. It's just going to get crushed in about a month anyways. So keep that in mind. Don't feel too bad about destroying these cars. As a matter of fact, coming to junkyards and working on these cars in the junkyard is a really good way for you to learn how to remove parts without damaging them, because you're going to damage a bunch of parts in the junkyard and it doesn't really matter. So use a junkyard as an opportunity to learn how and where to, remove all the parts that have clips and tabs in a way that doesn't damage them. That way you practice on a junker car that's going to get crushed anyways, and you don't practice on your sweet collector car or your personal car. This is kind of my opinion there. Got a bunch of these little zip ties holding this sucker in. And I think, let's see, what's next here? What's holding this sucker in now? I got no idea here, guys. I think I can just disconnect this little clock spring thing. And I think it should be good to go, but I'm not seeing where these disconnect. Wow. Alright. This thing just keeps going. So, let's see how this thing works here. Sorry guys, live stream's getting a little slow, I know. Yeah, I'm breaking this thing up. Just trying to see how this thing works. You guys probably know, you guys are probably watching this saying, what the hell is this guy doing? He is fucking this thing up. And just like I said, I'm just learning. So let's see, how does this work exactly? There's some glitch, so it'll pop off. Yeah, I'm definitely fucking this thing up at this point. You guys have already seen how to remove the steering wheel, now you're just seeing other shit. Okay, so that's connected like that. These connected like this. These like little band connectors. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, guys. This is just a live stream that's gone awry. So I guess this little clock screen doesn't disconnect very easily. And those bands went there. And that is not coming out. There's no disconnection points. So I'm not really sure if I'll be able to use this clock spring in any way. So in this case, what I'll do is, you guys can do this when you're in a situation like this, just cut this sucker off and keep the plug. I might have already damaged this thing too far beyond repair, but basically now I have this clock spring. I'm not going to take these covers, I don't need that cover, but I got the airbag, I got the clock spring, and I got the steering wheel, and I should be able to make everything work with these three components. And if not, then what the hell? You guys learned how to do a little steering wheel removal in this Friday live stream. So that's it, guys. Live from the Oakland Pick Apart. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out my video tomorrow morning on doing a leak down test on your Subaru. I did it on my JDM EJ205 that I recently bought, and I think there'll be some interesting results for you guys to check out. I hope you'll check it out. Alright, also, one other thing I want to let you guys know, I've been working with a graphic designer on t-shirt designs for the Subaru Only channel. I got 2 finalized. They're looking legit, guys. These aren't just throwing my logo on the back of t-shirts and then throwing them up on Teespring. I'm not doing that. I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to actually find somebody who's a professional graphic artist and come up with a legit design for the Subaru Only t-shirts I'm going to bring out. And I'm hoping to kind of expand this whole line, have a whole like apparel line of t-shirts. They're pretty awesome. So I'm making these t-shirts. I'm hoping to make them to be your favorite sweatshirt or your t-shirt if you end up picking one up. It's going to be my favorite sweatshirt, t-shirt, or t-shirt, that's for sure, because it's such an awesome design. So thanks a lot for checking out the video, guys. My name's Luke. You're watching the Subaru Only channel. Until next time, guys. Later.